I'm Stephen, and I'm a pastor.
I'm Lisa, and I was a school teacher before our surprise baby. We're doing our best trying to balance faith, family, and fitness.
We're chasing big goals, including qualifying for Boston. And we're running our second half strong.
Come with me as I run, and I'm going to share some of my favorite hot weather, humid weather running tips that I've learned over the years of living in Oklahoma and running through the summers. I'm just going to run 5K today, nice and slow, but let's go. Okay, tip number 1 is time your run appropriately. Try not to run in the midday, the heat of the day, like I'm doing right now. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but early morning or even evening, when the sun is not just bearing down on you, is sometimes the better time to run, but not always. Because in that vein, tip number 2, humidity and dew point. Humidity gets all the love, but the dew point matters too. The dew point is how much water the air is holding. So the higher the dew point, the thicker the air. It's 73 degrees dew point right now, which anything above 70, you're fighting for your life. You really want to keep it below 60 if at all possible. Okay, tip number 3, bring water. Don't feel too proud to bring water, even on a short run. It doesn't have to be double digits or an hour long or whatever it is that you have in your mind that you have to be running in order to bring water with you. And it can be a handheld. I see some people bring plastic water bottles and stick them in their side pockets. You can wear a vest with a camelback in it. Bring water. Don't be too proud to hydrate on the way, on the run. Also, one of my biggest tips with water is freeze your water bottle the night before, if you can. Halfway. Fill it up halfway with water. Put it in the freezer. When you go to run the next day, add water. It will stay cold a lot longer. It'll start to thaw. It'll slosh. It'll make noise, but it'll be cold. So, hydration. And while we're talking about hydration before you run is more important, or just as important as what you are doing during your run. But it's not just hydrating the morning of or the day of. Hydration starts in the days before. So making sure that every day you're hydrating really well. And in the summer months, adding electrolytes to some of your water, because you are sweating out so much more salt, and some people are saltier than others when they sweat. So you'll get to learn your own body and how many electrolytes, how much you need. But a good electrolyte is going to be so beneficial. So hydrating in the days before. You don't want to just try to slam a bunch of water right before you run, because you're going to have a sloshy tummy and you're going to have to pee, and it's not going to be fully hydrating in your body. It's just still going to be in your system. So hydrating lots before, not just the morning of, and not just during your run. Mile 1, 11:20. While we're talking about pace, that is one of the biggest things to keep in mind. Slow down. Slow down. I'm saying this to myself because I tend to still try to push too fast. But you hear me breathing. You hear how hard I'm working. And I just ran an 11:20 mile. So, which is fast for some people. And that's wonderful. That's not where I'm at right now. So 11:20 pace. Wouldn't feel this hard if the temperatures were more ideal for running. So slow down. Expect to be running between 60 and 90 seconds slower per mile. Even if that means you have to take a bunch of walk breaks, which is what I have to do to get myself to slow down. So slow down. While we're on the subject of slowing down, taking walk breaks, try to time your walk breaks. Be strategic with them. Walk when you have shade. Walk when you're going uphill. In normal training, I tend to use hills as the work that I have to do and the walk break as the reward. But when you're out running in these conditions in the summer, you're already working hard enough. So walk up the hills, walk during the shade spots when you need to. Best case scenario, you have an uphill in the shade. Doesn't happen too often. But again, don't be afraid of walk breaks. It's not a failure to walk. It's smart. It's how you get your heart rate to come back down, because your heart is working so much harder when it's hot like this than in the cooler weather. Although I will almost never walk down a hill. Take this time to coast and not have to work so hard. Mile 2 is 10:46, and it actually felt easier than mile 1 because a lot of that mile was running through the actual park where there's a ton of shade. So, and it's nice and flat, so it felt pretty cool. Another tip that I'm just now remembering the hard way is Vaseline on your eyebrows. If you are a sweaty Betty or a sweaty Bobby, Vaseline on your eyebrows will help keep the sweat out of your eyes. I forgot to do that today, and I'm paying the consequences. That's right. Tip number, I don't know. Here I thought I was only going to share 5 things. Dress for the weather. Don't use this as your time to think, I'm going to wear sweats and I'm going to sweat out more fat or burn more calories by wearing sweatpants and covering myself head to toe. That's dumb. You are going to get heat stroke. This is not the weather to do that in. Your body needs to be able to sweat, and that sweat needs to be able to evaporate. And because of the humidity and because of the dew point, it's already going to have a hard enough time evaporating from your body. Don't make your body work harder than it needs to. You're working hard enough. Tank tops, shorts, sunglasses. Again, forgot those today. Actually, Jackie broke my sunglasses. I need to get new ones. Unless you're going to be out here for hours and hours, you don't need to worry about sun protection. Yes, sunblock, but as far as like wearing long sleeves and things like that. Also, I don't know if this is a tip or just a reminder, but summer running is for training, not for racing. Save that for the fall. You're not trying to be out here setting PRs. Sure, there's races in the summer, but long term, summer is for training. And I know it may feel like you're not progressing or that you're even going backwards because your pace is slower, but I promise you, your body is working just as hard, if not harder, to run at these slower paces than you would be running faster paces inside or in cooler temperatures. So summer is for training, fall, leave that for the racing. Mile 3, 11:43, a lot slower. It's okay. That run is done. Don't remember my total time. I'll put it up here on the screen. But I did look, my average pace was I think 11:11 per mile, so that's good. Probably could have been a little bit slower. Mile 2 was probably faster than I should have gone, but like I said, mile 2, when I park where I parked and run the direction I run, the mile 2 tends to be an easier mile. There are some good uphills, but there's also a lot of downhills and flat, and like I said, it goes through the park where there's lots of shade. So anyways, one little last bit of encouragement when it comes to running in the summer and running in the heat and humidity. Heat acclimation is a real thing. You will get acclimated. It will never feel easy, but it will definitely feel a lot easier. You just have to stick with it. It takes a couple of weeks of running, and even if you just go outside for half a mile and then just kind of add a quarter of a mile and then, you know, another quarter of a mile, or depending on where your starting point is of fitness, you know, maybe you go out and run 1 mile or 2 miles and just really take it slow. Take it slow, listen to your body, hydrate, but make sure you're hydrating every day, all day, not just the day of. And you definitely want to make sure you're replenishing after. So I always keep like a big bottle of icy electrolytes in here waiting for me so that I can start replenishing, and then eventually my stomach will calm down and I'll eat something, because you are still burning a lot of calories, and I know you're not going to want to eat because it's so hot, but it is still important to replenish those carbs, some protein. Keep at it, even though it feels impossible. It might feel impossible right now to run half a mile in this heat, but eventually you'll be running multiple miles. I trained all year last year midday because that's just what our schedule allows, and that kind of is still what our schedule allows. So it is frustrating, it's not ideal, but it makes you a better runner. It makes me a better runner. I've said this many, many times. Hot, humid runs make for better fall races, and they make you faster. They make you stronger. So, and you just feel like kind of a baddie. So when you're out there, and there's very few people out there, but I will tell you, those that are out here running, while you're out here running in the heat, in the thick of it, are some of the most encouraging runners. I saw one gentleman a couple times, because it's a loop, you know, and we both like cheered for each other both times, and same thing, like people, it just hits different. So anyways, let me know, what did I miss? What are some of your favorite tips, tricks, things that you've done to survive summer running if you live somewhere that's hot and sweaty? What did I miss? Because I know I missed some for sure. I had a hard time formulating thoughts and words. That happens in the heat too. But let me know what I missed down below. Stay tuned. Steven has been in Peru for the last couple weeks, him and the big kids. So there's been like zero content with him, but he will be back, and he will be back out on the trails and back in the gym and creating content with me again soon. So stay tuned for that. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, why not? Subscribe, okay? Go over, follow us on Instagram, and I post a lot of, you know, reels and stuff over there too. But anyways, I'm grateful you're here, thankful I survived that run. I gotta go head home. My mom's at home with the baby. She's probably ready to take a nap. But anyways, we're second half strong, and we will see you next week. Bye.